Darkriller here, aka Blackheart909, with an unboxing of the NZXT S340 Elite, and this is the case we're going to be using for the Ryzen TI build, which is going to have a Ryzen 1800X and a GeForce GTX 1080 Ti paired together to make one big amazing computer. So this right here, the S340 Elite, is the case we're going to be using for this, and one of the reasons I've chosen this bad boy right here is because of the ease of use for VR, and VR is definitely going to be a key point for me during this build, because why have a 1080 Ti when you're not going to be playing with some VR? Also, considering the fact that the Oculus Rift has gone down in price, this little baby should be a wonderful addition to my family so far. So there's a lot to talk about with this case. There's also a short little story considering how we first bought the S340 non-elite version, but then that was planned for a budget case with a 1060 and an 8350 in it. But all of a sudden, me and my dad decided, you know what, we do not want to do a budget rig because that's just going to waste money, which we don't really want to waste, and instead we're going to go all out, get the 340 Elite, put in a 1080 Ti, put in a Ryzen 1800X, and yeah, I think it was the right decision. So let's go to the operating desk and get this unboxing started. Okay guys, so before we go ahead and open up this case, I want to talk about two other accessories which I may or may not be unboxing in the future, and one of them is the NZXT Kraken X62. Now this is an AIO CPU cooler. It's going to help me keep my CPU cool, and it looks incredible. The light design on this is going to complement my build really well. It's also really flexible. You can change the color of the lighting, which I absolutely love. Now this case supports all the coolers in the Kraken series, so the 280mm is going to fit in really easily, and I don't really need to bother about too much with that. I also got the NZXT sleeved LED kit. I don't think you guys can see it from that far. Probably gonna have an edited shot of it anyway. This is the white color LED, and the reason I went for white is because my Aorus Gaming 1080 Ti and the motherboard are completely flexible. So is the cooler. I can change the colors in that, but I couldn't find an RGB LED case, sleeving case, bracket, whatever, from NZXT. So I went for white because it kind of complements every other color really easily, and I don't really need to worry about having to change the colors inside my case rather than changing the casing's lighting system, which I'm going to be making myself. Anyway, let's pop this open and let's see what's inside. Alright, now that that box is dealt with, and I have to say that was really hard to get out of the box, we are going to get rid of this plastic covering, which I'm just going to pull out and just cut the ever-living crap out of. So this plastic bag is completely removed, and oh boy, does this system look good. I have not looked at it yet, but wow, it looks beautiful. Alright, now that the cat's out of the bag, we are going to do this. Here we go. Wow. Satisfying. Alright, so now that that's done, how about we crack this case open and take a look at what's inside. But before we do that, I want to point out some pretty cool features. One, the tempered glass side panel is replaceable with the S340 non-elite version that has a plastic side panel, and if you like that look, you can go ahead and take that side panel and slide it right on here. But you can't, however, take this slide panel and put it on the S340. You cannot do that. All you can do is have the back one come back to the front and not the front one go back to the back, if that's what it means. So the case is backward compatible, but the tempered glass side panel isn't. Anyway, they also have a really nice dust filter right here in front. Look at how cool it is. By the way, I found out about the side panel from Hardware Canucks. You guys should check out their videos. You probably already did. But anyway, this magnetic filter is pretty damn cool. It's right here in the front. There's also one for the power supply down here, but I'm not going to be taking that out right now because that's secured in with some pretty good security right now. I need to unwind some cables for that. So yeah, this is magnetic. It comes in and out really carefully, really smoothly. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this case on its side really gently so that I can remove the tempered glass side panel and then set it aside. Alright, so now that the side panel is out, we can get a look at what's inside. And first off, the main thing that comes to mind is this little box right here. Let's take a look at what it is. It says NZXT on it, and it's probably just going to be some screws for the motherboard, I think. Actually no, it's wires and screws, so that's quite useful. We can take a look at that later. There's also a instruction manual in it, which is going to be super duper handy for figuring out how to use this. If I've learned anything from this case, it's that nothing screams quality more than thumb screws tightened in way too tight for thumbs to remove. So I'm just getting these thumb screws out so I can get rid of this side panel. Okay, so right over here we have first the cable management puck for audio and VR headset. So this is really cool. And from what I know, oh, it's hard to open. And from what I know, this is 100% magnetic. It goes onto the front of your case like so. Alright, I was holding it backwards. And you can pretty much position them however you want, so you can put your headset on it. And yeah, that's pretty much the headset puck. We're going to look at it later, I guess maybe once the build is complete. On the front panel we have an HDMI pass-through which runs in through your graphics card, and we have two USB 3 ports for VR, so this is really forward thinking on NZXT's parts. We also have two USB 2 ports and audio in and mic as well. But we're going to put that to the test once the entire build is complete. For now, all I think about this case is that it looks really good. There is a matte white color as well, and there's a matte black and red color as well, so you guys could check those out on the NZXT website. I'm going to leave a link in the description if you want to buy this exact same case. There's links in the description for each and every part of my build, which is very cool. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment down below with what you thought of this case, and also before we go, I want to show you the exhaust fans. There's one back here in the back and there's one up top. I'm sorry if I didn't mention them before, but now I did. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Dark Ruler aka Blackheart909 signing off. What I do want to show you is the cable management area. So this is also pretty cool because it has two of these clips, a pair of them over here and a pair of them over here, so 4 in total. What I can say is that they are pretty useful in managing cables so far. From first impressions at least, they look pretty useful.